live. I like it. We're live. Hey, everybody. Prophecy in the Spotlight here. I am your host, Brother Dan Goodwin, Evangelist Dan Goodwin, the Prophecy in the Spotlight program. We are coming to you live from an undisclosed location here near Owensboro, Kentucky. All right, this is our first stab at this. So bear with me tonight. We're doing a Facebook Live. Prophecy in the Spotlight Facebook is live. It's been live for about 5 minutes already. We just started the YouTube Live. It is going, and I'm hoping that everything's working okay. I'm hoping you folks on YouTube can hear me because I have the microphone up. Pretty sure that everything is a go here. But all right, we're going to do a show tonight, important show, and that show is going to be about Jihad, worldwide Jihad. And worldwide Jihad has been initiated, and just a little while ago, in fact, 2 days ago, I think, it was announced, and a call for all the jihadists to go on the warpath on Friday the 13th. That's tomorrow. Okay? Are you with me? That's tomorrow. Be ready. I would take this very seriously if I were you. I wouldn't shove this off. I wouldn't say I ain't worried about that. I would be serious about this if I were you. You did see what happened in Israel about 6 days ago, right? There's war broke out. There's war against the Jews. Okay. I would not laugh this off. I would take it seriously, very seriously. Okay. There is a chat here. Let me see. Okay, Jonathan Combs is here. All right, so everything working okay, Jonathan? Everybody hear me okay? Eventually, I'll have a different setting in here, but for now, this is it. This is exciting. We're doing 2 lives at the same time, and I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Okay, so Jonathan is here. He says everything sounds good and awesome possum. Here we go. And of course, Facebook, we got 35 people on Facebook right now. All right, so this is October 10th, 2023, and it is 8:37. 8:34 p.m. And we're coming to you live, and we will post these after so that folks can watch them later. And we've got 26 likes on the YouTube channel. I don't know if it tells me how many people are actually on. I'm new to this, so I've been doing YouTube for years, but I haven't done YouTube Live. So I'm trying to see. Wait a minute. There are 26 people on YouTube. We got 27 right now on Facebook Live. I wonder if some of you guys went over there. I don't know. We've got something going here, folks. And I got some exciting news for you too. I have told everybody, and by the way, if you got a Bible, I want you to turn to the book of Esther. The book of Esther. And we're going to share something, how the book of Esther has something to do with what's coming tomorrow. Tomorrow. All right. I would be very cautious if I was going to be in the airport or going on an airplane tomorrow, bus stations, public places, especially in blue states and bigger cities. I'd be very cautious. And because we don't know what's coming here. You have no idea what's coming tomorrow. But I would be prepared for the worst. I will be very surprised if there's not some things that happen tomorrow. Very surprised. Not just here, around the world. There's a call for jihad against the Jews around the world. Okay? It's not a hoax. This is a real call. Now, is anybody going to pay attention to it? Come on, what do you think? Especially here in America. I mean, everything's legal now. They don't arrest you for anything anymore. You don't get arrested for stealing in the stores now. And they break doors and break windows. So what do you think the mentality is going to be tomorrow? they've already got a call to action. Who's gonna step in and stop them? So, Van, you're exactly right. The Lord is coming soon, and I believe it's very possible the Lord's coming this year. And man, oh man, I'm telling you, this could be it. You know, someone's gonna go in the rapture, right? Somebody is, right? Why not us, right? Why not us? Hey, I want to try something. I want to know if this is right side. No, it's backwards. It's backwards for me. Is it backwards for you guys? I don't know. That's doesn't make sense. It's backwards here for me. I don't know if it's backwards for you guys. I think it is, but and anyway, so here's the news before we get into the somber lesson that I'm going to share with you tonight. Very, very important that you hear what I got to say tonight. So listen to this. Some news. Pray.com. I've been telling you about it for 2 weeks now, right? We are going on pray.com. I spoke with the founder tonight on the phone, and I think it's a go. We are within a couple of weeks, we should be on pray.com Wednesday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, 7:30 Central. It'll be a live show, but there'll also be an archive of shows, and the live show will go in the archive, as well as other shows that we decide to place in there. You can watch them anytime you want. Warren Hurd, we're over on YouTube as well. You're welcome to check us out. That we're doing a YouTube Live as well as Facebook Live, just so you folks know why I'm looking over here. I'm looking over here because I'm looking at the YouTube screen, because YouTube will be here much longer than Facebook. It'll be there for years unless we get thrown off. Okay, Gary says it's backwards on Facebook. I don't know about on YouTube. I don't know if it's backwards on there or not. Nobody mentioned it, but we got a good crowd. We got over 30 people over there. We got almost 40 over here on Facebook. This is great. And if you did not watch Tuesday night's live stream on Facebook, Crossing the Spotlight Facebook, you missed something. Over 1,600 views right now over there. And I talked about what's going on in Israel. I gave my thoughts on what's going on in Israel with the war there, and I did some preaching. Hey, Brother Flutie, good to see you, buddy. Preacher up in Indiana, Brother Flutie, and good to see him tonight on YouTube Live. And if you can't tell, I'm excited. We got over 80 people watching right now on the two things here. Does anybody else do two at one time like this? This is awesome. I've been wanting to do this forever. And so this is great. So pray.com. It looks like we're going to have to drop CTN. I've already turned in my notice. October 27th, Friday, October 27th will be our last show on Christian Television Network, CTN. We'll still be on VTN in Arkansas and Memphis and Missouri down in there. Because there's no way to pay for both of them unless we get some big donations in the next several days here. In the next week or so, if we get some big donations, I'll try to float them both. But right now, I'm weighing one against the other, and I've had to let CTN off go because it costs so much money to be on pray.com. Pray.com is an app for your device, phone, iPad, computer. I already have the app, and you're going to be able to watch our program live right on your telephone, iPad, computer, wherever you want to watch it. And they have millions of subscribers. It's a very fast-moving, growing company, Christian company that is promoting Christian principle. They contacted us, invited us on, and now here's what I need from some of you. I need somebody that tonight that will say, I want to pay for a whole month on pray.com. I want to get us before millions of people. By the way, sometimes I go on there. There's 25,000 people watching the live show. I'm not saying that we're going to get 25. They got to find us, and they got to say, hey, who's those guys? And they click on it, and there's me and Doc and our show. And I really think, and Pray.com said the same thing, they think our show is going to explode on there. I don't know. I can't guarantee nothing, but I mean, I don't know who these people are. They're Christians. And I'm praying that our show gets some attention and takes off and gets hundreds of thousands of views. And you can be a part of this. Maybe you're already one of our givers. I hope you'll stay with us. Hope you'll continue. And we think we're going to get a lot more bang from our buck by going on Pray.com. We think we're going to tenfold our audience in the first few months, 10 times as many people. And I'm probably I'm probably lowballing that. And I believe we're going to get a lot of views. We got a chance to reach a whole lot of new people with our message. And I hope you'll pray about being a part of that. I'll tell you what I could use, some people to somebody out there. Maybe you'd like to put up $5,000 to pay for a whole month on Pray.com. Somebody does that, I'll tell CTN we're going to hang on for another month. And because we'll have our money and we can in 4 weeks, we'll know, is there some new people coming on board? We believe we'll get some new partners right away. Maybe you can't do 5,000. Maybe you could do a week. A week, $1,200 to $1,500 would cover a whole week. 1 week. By the way, we're getting a bonus spot. We're going to have 2 spots. I don't know what the bonus spot is yet. He's going to give us a free spot. It'll be a late nighttime spot for a whole year. Now that's an opportunity, brother. So we'll be on there. Pray about it. It is not Catholic. There may be Catholics on there, but it's not. And by the way, the verses that they have where you can have the Bible verses on it, they're all King James. I'm not saying they're King James only, but they're using the King James. But it's just like anything. I'm not a partner with CTN. I'm not a partner with VTN. We buy time from them to get our message. I'm not going to be a partner with the people on Pray.com. I'm simply a preacher that's bought a segment of time to get our message out there to the audience that's there. Okay, so we're not partnering with anybody. I'm an old-fashioned independent Baptist, King James, right? And you folks, you know who I am. You know what I am. You know what Doc is. And that's exactly right, brother. It's a tool to use to get our message out. And it's an expensive tool. All right. So maybe you can't afford a week. Maybe you say, Brother Goodwin, I'm going to pay a half a week. I'll put up $600 or $700 or $500. Let me know if you can do something. Just hit the donate button. Just go to the website, prophecyinthespotlight.com, hit the donate button and give. Or if you'd like, you can contact us. I think the number's on there. My personal cell phone, 814-599-6280. It's in all my books. If you have my books, it's on the website as well, Spotlight. You can find our phone numbers in there. If you'd like to talk to us or if you'd like to donate over the phone, we can help you with that. All right. Hey, listen, if time is as short as I think it is, wouldn't you like to make an investment in eternity? Wouldn't you like to invest and get the word out that, hey, Jesus is coming and he's coming soon. If you're not saved, you better get saved. If you're not walking with God, it's time to walk with God. All right. And this will be a good opportunity. We may only have 3 or 4 weeks before the Lord returns. Why not invest in something in these last days? And maybe we got another year. Let's invest. Let's do something for God. All right. Let's grow. This is an opportunity. Somebody out there could pay a whole month for us. Get us started. Someone could pay a whole week, half a week. All right. Pray about it. We need your help. Okay. All right. Now for the message tonight, I want you to turn to Esther, the book of Esther, chapter 4. Esther, chapter 4. Now, you know what the book of Esther is about. Remember the king invites his wife to come to this big bash that he's having. She refuses to come. Now, I have my own opinions on that. I've written about that in the Mystery of the Jubilee book, I believe. I'm looking for one. I don't see it, but in the Mystery of the Jubilee book, I give my I give what I believe about that story, and it's a little different than what you hear about from most preachers. I believe Vashti is a type of Israel. I believe the king is a type of Christ, and I believe it's a type of Israel being put on the shelf and the Gentiles being grafted in, and that's going to be Esther. Esther's a Gentile name. Now, she is a Jew, but she was a secret Jew, okay? That's what I believe the story, the main teaching is. Now, you remember what happens. A man named Haman becomes second in command under the king, and he hates the Jews with a passion. Does that sound familiar? He hates the Jews. Listen now, this is important. This is going to tie in to this thing about Friday the 13th tomorrow. Friday the 13th, tomorrow, is Jihad Day for the world. It's been announced all over YouTube. They're calling for jihad around the world against the Jews, but not just the Jews. I believe that some of us could be part of that. So the first thing I thought of when I heard it was, you know what? This reminds me of something in the Bible that happened 2,500 years ago. What is that happened 2,500 years ago? I'll tell you what happened 2,500 years ago. A thing called the Feast of Purim. Anybody ever heard of the Feast of Purim? It's not one of the 7 feasts now, but it's a very important feast day in Israel. It happens to be the 13th day of the month Adar. Now, Adar, by the way, did you hear what I just said? The 13th day of the month Adar. What's the date tomorrow? Anybody know? It's the 13th. Holy come! And by the way, I didn't even know this until after I thought of the story. And then tonight, when I looked at it, I said, "Holy cow! It's Adar 13." By the way, Adar is the month right before Passover month, and so this is 1 month, basically 1 month before Passover when this took place. Now the Jews are not in Israel. They're outside of Israel. This is right after the captivity. This is the book of Esther now. And so they're not in their homeland here. And remember, Haman hates the Jews. Remember, Mordecai, who's the uncle of Esther, and has told her not to use her real name or tell them that she's a Jew. Remember, Mordecai won't bow down to Haman. He gets upset. He gets furious about it. And he secretly finds a way to deceive the king, has the king sign a decree that all the enemies of the king, which happened to be Jews, were to be killed on a certain day. That day was Adar 13. All the Jews were going to be killed on that day. Still with me? And so Mordecai finds out about it, and he sends word to his niece, Queen Esther, who's the queen of the kingdom. And he tells her what's going on. He says, all the Jews are going to be killed. You've got to do something. You got to go to the king. He says, I can't go to the king. You've got to be summoned before the king. I can't just go in there. I could be killed. If you don't hold up the scepter, they'll kill me. And he said, think not that this will pass you. And I don't have the exact words here, but he let her know that, look, don't think that you're going to be spared. You're also a Jew. You'll be killed too. And remember what he said? Could be that you were brought to the kingdom for such a time as this. God put you here for such a time as this. And remember, she said, okay, send word to my uncle, send word to Mordecai to gather all the Jews and fast and pray because I'm going to go to the king. Remember, she said, and if I perish, I perish. In other words, when she goes in the door before the king, if the king doesn't hold up the scepter, they'll cut her head off. I mean, they'll kill her. And so if I perish, I perish. And it's a long story. She goes to the king, sets up a meeting, then has this dinner, and Haman is brought in, and the king finds out what Haman's doing with the gallows. And the king thinks that he's forcing himself upon his wife, and he has him hung on the gallows. Great story. But here's the thing. When the king finds out that he signed this decree, that all the Jews are to be killed on the 13th of the month of Adar, he says, look, there's nothing I can do. It's the law of the Medes and the Persians. And that in those days, the law of the Medes and the Persians could not be stopped. Could not be stopped. You couldn't make a new law and undo it. So what he did, you understand what I said there? Because this was the law and he put his stamp of approval, it cannot be undone. The law of the Medes and the Persians could not be reversed. So on the 13th of that month, men were going to rise up all over the kingdom, kill Jews, and take their property. So what did the king, by the way, this decree that's been made a few days ago on YouTube, I'm told that the YouTube is still up. Can you believe it? It's still up. And now that can't be undone. Do you hear what I'm saying? They can, even if they take the YouTube down, that decree cannot be undone. It's already gone out to the world. It's gone out. It's been shared. It's been told by others. It can't be undone now. It's out there. You can't undo it. Just like the law of the Medes and the Persians, it can't be undone. Okay. Nancy says she can't hear. I hope that's just her. I think check your mute button or check your volume, Miss Nancy. Maybe, well, if you can't hear me, you're not going to hear me unless you can read lips. That won't do any good. People are saying they lost me. Hey, Scotty Clark's here. Good to see you, Scotty. Are you saying my volume's gone on YouTube? I haven't done a thing, so I don't know what's going on. So am I back? Is the volume back? YouTube, hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right, I think they're hearing me. Okay, they're working. All right, so all right, the volume's on. Sorry about that. All right, listen what I'm going to say now. This decree is made. It cannot be undone. The decree made a few days ago, even if they take the YouTube off, they could hang the guy. They could kill him. Doesn't matter. The decree has gone out to all the jihadist people and to do something on Friday the 13th, do something, to go out there and cause havoc. Now that means different things to different people. And by the way, it was not in English. It had subtitles under the one that I looked at. But I checked this out. It was all over the place, even though not everybody's talking about it, but it's out there. You can Google this thing. It's out there. So what did the king do? By the way, let me read this. This is in Esther chapter 3 in verse, that's a long verse. Verse 12, then were the king's scribes called on the 13th day of the first month, and there was written according to all that Haman had done. Now, the 13th day, don't confuse this. The 13th day of the first month is the month Nisan. All right, it's going to be almost a year later that this decree takes place, on the same day, but on a different month, the month of Adar. 11 months later. I wrote in my Bible here, 1 year later, or 11 months, Adar 13. On the first day of the month, there was written according to all that Haman had commanded unto the king's lieutenants and to the governors that were over every province, and to the rulers of every people, of every province, according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language. In the name of the king Ahasuerus was it written and sealed with the king's ring, 13th day of the month Nisan, 1 day before Passover. Of course, they're not in Israel, so what kind of Passover they had, I don't know. But verse 13, and the letters were sent. Remember, this is 2,500 years ago. Things didn't happen as fast then. This wasn't, hey, next month. No, this is almost a year later. This decree is for this law that the king, his signet, he stamps it. It's the law of the Medes and the Persians. And the letters were sent by post. In other words, horseback, camels, whatever, walking. They had to get this word. This took months. We live in 2023. We live in the land of press a button and everybody has it. They had to send people on horses and walk. It took months to get word out everywhere. And the decree was that on a certain day, the 13th of the month of Adar, which is 11 months later, you'll have the right under the law of the Medes and the Persians to kill all Jews, every Jew you see, kill him and take his property. What a deal, huh? All right, so you with me? So this is Esther chapter 3. I read verse 12. I read verse 13, some of it. Let me start in verse 13 again. And the letters were sent by post into all the king's provinces, states, communities, counties, towns. This took months to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish. Talk about language. Talk about let's not miss anything here. Let's make sure we understand we're going to kill these guys. Look what he said. To kill, cause to perish, and I missed one here. To destroy. Okay, to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish. No question what that is, right? We're going to kill these. We're going to cut heads off. We're going to kill these people. All Jews, listen to this, both young and old, little children and women, in one day. In one day, even upon the 13th day of the 12th month. The 12th month is the month of Adar, right before Passover month, right before Nisan. So this is 11 months after this decree is signed, and these letters are put in the hands of these men who are going to get on horses. They're going to take a few months and get the word out. And then it's going to be months. It's going to be a long time before the date comes. In the meantime, Esther is going to be told by Mordecai, and she's going to go to the king, going to set up this dinner, and Haman's going to be found out. He's going to be killed. That's a great story, by the way. And he's going to be hung on the very gallows he was going to hang Mordecai on. God looked out for his people. And the king finds out about this date, this decree that he signed. He was tricked into it. He didn't realize what it was, but he can't undo it. So what does he do? He makes a new law that the Jews are to defend themselves. Let's read on a little bit. All right. Even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month Adar, and to take the spoil of them for a prey. In other words, the guy who kills you gets to take everything he can carry, I guess, that you have. And the copy of the writing for a commandment to be given in every province was published until all people that they should be ready against that day. He's not talking to the Jews. He's talking about his people, that they're to be ready for that day to go on attack and kill all the Jews. So the post went out, verse 15, being hastened by the king's commandment, and the decree was given in Shushan, the palace, and the king and Haman sat down to drink, but the city Shushan was perplexed. And when Mordecai perceived all that was done, Mordecai rent his clothes and put on sackcloth with ashes. And there's a whole lot more we could read here. And so you got to read on a few chapters later here and find out how the story goes. But we're not going to read the rest of it. The point is, the king made a new decree that all the Jews had a right to protect themselves. They were now free to take up arms on that day, kill anybody in self-defense that came for them. And that's why the Jews call this the Feast of Purim. You could read the story for yourself. It's a very, very important day on their calendar. This was a big deal. This was deliverance. Again, this is not one of the 7 feasts, but this is an important feast, the Feast of Purim, Purim, Feast of Purim. And it has to do with deliverance of the Jews from the enemy and the wicked ones. And God delivers them. By the way, Mordecai is going to take the place of Haman. He as a Jew is going to be second in command under the king. of Persia. And of course, Esther is the queen. And what a story. So isn't it interesting that tomorrow is the same day, the 13th? The 13th. And by the way, it's 7 months. 7 months, almost 7 months to the day from Adar, from Adar the 13th. Isn't that interesting? So, I mean, this is not the month of Adar. Adar was in March this year. And let me say it differently. The Feast of Purim was in March this year. March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. So looks like about 7 months there, isn't it? Interesting. So tomorrow could be bloodshed for the Jews and some of Christians too, or it could be a redo of the Feast of Purim tomorrow. The Feast of Purim. It could be that some people are going to be ready and rise up and are going to defend themselves against these wicked sons of Belial that are possibly coming for them. And so remember this, tomorrow, Friday the 13th, may be a Friday the 13th that we'll never forget. In that, it could be a wicked, evil day where Jews are slaughtered and bad things happen, buildings blown up. That's very, very, very possible. Synagogues, train stations, who knows what's going to happen. Here, around the world, it's been called for. The decree has been made. It's unchangeable. It's the Medes and the Persians. Cannot be undone. However, the Jews could defend themselves. God's people could defend themselves. Countries could defend. And this could be a different story tomorrow. But we'll have to wait and see. So be careful tomorrow. I'm serious. I'd be very cautious about being near an airline tomorrow, bus station, trains, public places like that. I'd be as careful as I could. I'd avoid it if I could. And I wouldn't take this lightly. Listen, there's 10 or 15 million people that have come across our border illegally. We don't know who they are. They haven't been vetted. There's bad guys. Lots of bad guys have come into our country. They just heard some marching orders, didn't they? They just got their marching orders. And they're here. And they're here to do their business. Now, you better not take this lightly. Don't take this lightly. This could be more serious than you realize. John, Adar sometimes is March. Sometimes it's March, sometimes it's not. Okay? See, because the Jewish calendar doesn't sync with ours. And when they have a leap month, it throws it all off. But usually, Passover is usually late March or April. It varies sometimes, which means Adar could be late February or March. It just depends. And you have to compare the calendars. It's confusing. Jihadists love anniversaries. I'm reading off of Facebook here. They love anniversaries and dates, and you're exactly right. I love the Book of Esther as well. Boy, the Feast of Purim is what the hand of God is there, and of course, Esther being the Gentile that comes in, grafted in. Queen Vashti is set on the shelf. I believe she represents Israel. I believe Queen Esther represents the Gentile church age, and grafted in. And by the way, the church, helped save the Jews. Esther goes in, speaks before the king, winds up saving all the Jews that day. And the church has a part to play with Israel here. Okay? and our Jewish brothers, and they need to be saved. But the church saved many Jews in World War with Hitler. And I believe that could happen again tomorrow. And God's people could make a difference here. And so lots of lessons there. I'm just hitting on a few of them. And just seeing what people are saying over there. I got a whole bunch of stuff to read over here. And this is great, isn't it? The YouTube thing is great. We got 40 people on Facebook. We got 40 people on YouTube. And this is awesome. And this is just the beginning. We're going to keep this going. Let me say one more time. Pray.com. We're a couple weeks out from having an audience possibly of 20, 30,000 people. We may not get that the first week or two, but when people find us, I believe Doc and I have a personality and a spirit that comes across. I believe people want to watch our program. What do you guys think? We need your help. You want to be a part of this. If we had enough money come in, we could hang on to CTN for a while. I'd love to keep CTN. But the money that's coming in right now, we barely make it every 3 months. There's absolutely no way that I can finance both of them unless some big money comes in. Now, we need your help either way. There's a little bit of expense here getting on for the first time. There's an overlap of the two shows, and it's going to cost us more. If you got some money and you'd like to do something big, how about taking on a whole month for us? 5,000 or 6,000. Pay for the whole first month. Maybe a whole week, maybe half a week. Maybe all you can do is $25. Whatever you can do if you want to be a part of this. If you want to help get Prophecy in the Spotlight onto that Pray.com app and get before tens of thousands of people, then we need to hear from you. If nothing else, pray about this and tell people about it. And I realize a lot of you don't have any money. A lot of you live week to week, and that's fine. I wouldn't ask anybody to give their food money. Don't give your rent money. But some of you do have some money. Some of you want to be involved in something like this. Now's a good time. Here at the end of all things. Okay? All right. Well, I look forward to reading through these comments. I promise you I'll read every one of them. And hope there's no rats in there leaving some bad comments, but because it's open. The comments are open. I don't have to approve them or anything. And so we'll hopefully the comments will be all right. We'll get this up on YouTube so that you folks people can watch it anytime. And I got to hit end on here. And then, so Facebook, hang on just a second. Let me close out the YouTube channel. Remember, we're at prophecyinthespotlight.com. Hey, here's what you need to do. As soon as this is up, share this thing. Hit the like button on YouTube. Share it. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit the little bell. You get alerts. We're going to be coming on a couple times a week now. Hopefully, when I end this, there's a button to click to post it. And hopefully everything's okay that way. This is new to me. I know how to do Facebook. I've been doing Facebook for years. YouTube, I haven't done YouTube Lives. I did some long time ago. Hopefully, when I hit that end button, there's something to click on to post it. And listen, share this thing. This is important stuff. Hit the like button, hit the share button. Same way with you folks on Facebook here. And share this thing. The more people share it, the more people see it. And that's what it's all about, right? Boy, we got some good people that follow our ministry. We got the best people, I think, of all the prophecy ministry. We've got people that just, we don't all agree on everything. Of course we don't. But we've got a good group of people. I almost never have to delete anybody or take something off. We just got good people. And all right, so I'm going to end the live stream, and then on Facebook, I'll hang on for just a second, and I'll close out Facebook after. All right, so folks, remember this. Keep your eyes on them skies.